realize that, well, it doesn't matter how old you are or how young you are. This is your body. You're the one who has to live in this body. There are no replacements for this body. This is the one body you're going to have to live with. So why would you want to live in pain and suffering when there are answers? There are answers available. So you've got to do something. In other words, you've got to do something. And every small thing you do can take you from a 1 to the 10. Well, maybe not a 10, but maybe an 8. Because yes, our bodies are still going to break down anyway. But to take action, you have to grasp this fact that your body will recover if you give it the right tools. There's a quote-unquote life force in your body. There's a strength within that, given the right tools, your body will do what it needs to do. So I have about 5 points. As we wind down, as we wrap this thing up, I have about 5 points that I really think you would do good, you would do well to pay attention to. Number one, obviously, there's discover and fulfill your reason for being here, for being in this world. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but trust me, you will never really achieve your full potential if you're not doing something, that if you're not targeted, if you don't have a direction, if you're not doing a job or working or having or doing things that you feel are using your strengths. I think the biblical verse says, where there is no direction or where there's no guidance, people fail, people perish, they get destroyed. Every management book, every self-development book starts with the most important thing, saying you've got to have a goal, you've got to have a target. Once you have a goal, once you have a target, the other things begin to work well. Nutrition, nutritional supplements, exercise. You become more consistent in doing those other things. So that's the most important thing. And we are working on that as well, having people fulfill their purpose. Next thing are the words. Watch your words. The next thing, commit to lifelong learning, but especially in things pertaining to health. And that's why we're making this available, this website, and what we're doing available. Take advantage of our membership discounts before we step it up. Be willing to change as new information presents itself, even if it challenges centuries-old beliefs. Be willing to change. That's probably that becomes more and more difficult for us to do that as we grow older, but it's possible. I'm going to give you a quick example just before I finish. This is a picture of the racquetball tournaments. I really hate to remember this because, I mean, we the two people, that's me over here. That's Robbie, my partner, and he doesn't look like much a racquetball player, but he's one of the best racquetball players I have met. These two guys were against us, and we were up. Let's see, it's a game of three. We play 3 games. The match is 3 games. The first 2 are to 15, and if it's a tie, then you go to a tiebreaker to 11. The first game, we destroyed them. Now, these two went on to win the state championships. I mean, they are extremely good. Hey, by the way, have you noticed that this guy only has 1 leg?
Oh.
So this is a prosthesis.
Oh.
Imagine that. If you know how fast and intense racquetball is, you know that is almost impossible for anybody to have 1 leg and play racquetball. And yet, he does. Which shows you that everything is possible. Anyway, they went on to win the state championships. But the first game, we destroyed them. We destroyed them 15-4. 15 games, 50, they scored less than 4 or 5 points. The second game, we were leading them by 12-8. But here's the problem. They kept on changing. They kept on adapting to us, and we kept on doing the same thing. We didn't shift our strategy. They did, and they just kept on learning kept on changing their games. Well, they figured out also that I was the weak link. I mean, Robbie, look at how big he is. Well, Robbie is an excellent player, so they decided to hit the ball to me, and I blew it. Oh, that weekend I went into the deep depression, I tell you.
I remember.
Yeah, I went to bed for like the whole weekend. I mean, I was like, it's a good thing I had nutritional supplements to help keep the damage from being excessive. But that's the point. What I'm trying to say, oh, okay, yeah. I want to kind of boast that, yeah, I can play racquetball as well. But the point I'm trying to make, folks, is that change is extremely important. You have to be willing to make the change. You have to be willing to change, to do something different.
Glad you found to redeem the story, David.
Huh?
I'm glad you found a way to redeem the story.
Oh, you think I've redeemed it?
Well, yeah, because you found a positive use for the story.
Okay. Yeah, I was able to pull a lesson out of it. Okay, yeah, one lesson. All right, here's a book I wrote. I mentioned it at the beginning. Some of you probably missed it. But here's the book I wrote. This is probably where this whole story started. It covers everything on health. The spiritual, the mental, the physical, looks at things from different perspectives. It's like a journal. It's like a daily guide thing. It's simple for the layperson to read on a daily basis, and then there are places for note taken to answer questions. And I usually do not promote this. I've never promoted this on a webinar before. I don't think I have anyway. This is a lousy picture, a lousy cover, I tell you. Peter Bjadich's hand is ugly. Look at that red inflamed finger or thumb. But anyway, it's something I would encourage you to start with. It's on Amazon.com. Do we have a link for this yet, Sherry?
No, not yet, because we don't have our books page up. But I think, too, I'll just throw this out here live on the webinar, because it's done in a journal kind of fashion that goes through daily, maybe we should see who would like to do it with, like we could do it with people through 2010 and even have like an online blog if people want to talk about it. Do it together.
That's a good idea. That's a very good idea. Well, you're going to...
We'll get back to you on that.
To champion that.
Watch for more information.
There you go.
Because David's going to tell me it's my responsibility to get it done. So
that's right. It's your responsibility to get it done. Absolutely. Okay. I think we're almost done. This is our goal: fullness of strength, spiritual, mental, and physical. I know. That picture looks corny, but hey, what else is new? Okay. I think we're done.
Okay. Well, there aren't really any questions. I'll just read you a couple of the comments that came in, and then we can call it a wrap. One person asked, what's your website and how do we purchase DVDs? It's buildingstrengthwebinars.com. It's at the top of the slide there. You can see that if you didn't know. And wanted to know about where to purchase DVDs on our website. There's a link. It says online store. You can find everything in there. And then a couple of comments that people left were, thank you so much for what you are doing. The webinars are awesome, and no one company has the best stuff, so it is good that you promote the whole truth. And then this is a lengthy comment, but I'll go ahead and read it. It says, Dr. David, I cannot understand who could people be upset, or why could people be upset at you for your extreme efforts to educate us and to open our blind spots. You give us the most varied and widest scope of how nutrition and medicine impact our health and life, as you intend to do, arming us with knowledge so that we can make the best choices available. I cannot express enough appreciation to you for what you and your team have given me. Those who do not appreciate the feast of knowledge you are providing us, let them feast on their own ignorance and I enjoy every minute of your presentation. Thank you so very much, and may God continue to give you the vision and strength to educate the ignorant.
Oh, wow.
So thank you.
Wow. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And of course, there's no way I could be doing this, or we could be doing this without Sherry. I mean, that's this. By the way, folks, this whole webinar thing was her idea. So if anything goes wrong, or if you don't like anything about it, it's her fault.
If anything goes right, it's David's fault. If anything that goes wrong, it's my fault.
That is correct. Okay.
Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us.
All right. Thanks, folks. See you next week.
Good night.
Good night.